Hey everybody, this is Judy. We're in day 9 of our John study, and I'm going to be speaking to you this morning and reading from that 9th chapter, beginning with the first verse, okay? As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man who had been born blind. His followers asked him, "Teacher, whose sin caused this man to be born blind? His sin or his parents' sin?" Jesus answered, "It's not the man's sin or his parents' sin that made him blind. This man was born blind so that God's power could be shown in him. While it is daytime, we must continue doing the work of the one who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." After Jesus said this, he spit on the ground and made some mud with it, and he put the mud on the man's eyes. Then he told the man, "Go and wash in the pool of Siloam." Siloam means sent. So the man went and washed and came back seeing. The neighbors and some people who had earlier seen this man begging said, "Isn't this the same man who used to sit and beg?" Some said, "He's the one," but others said, "No, he only looks like him." The man himself said, "I am the man." They asked, "How did you get your sight?" He answered, "The man named Jesus made some mud and put it on my eyes. And then he told me to go to Siloam and wash. So I went and washed, and then I could see." You know, as I was studying through this, there were 3 lessons that really came to my mind in this. First of all, the judgmental people that were so willing to say, somebody must have done something wrong to cause this man to be blind. And then the second thing was I saw the willingness and no hesitation when the blind man listened to Jesus, and when he told him to go and wash, the blind man went. He didn't hesitate, he went. And then the last thing that came to my mind in this was the reason that the man was healed from the blindness was so God could be glorified. And that seems to be the most important thing to me. And you know that everybody has problems in life, we all do. And I remember hearing a black pastor one time saying, if you're not having a problem now, you soon will be. And that's always kind of stuck with me, that everybody has problems. And some of you may know, some of you may not, but our youngest son, Jim, was born blind. And it was a devastating heartbreak when we went through that at that moment in time. And, you know, God just reached down into our hearts and reminded us of Romans 8:28, that all things work together for good to those that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. And that just meant so much. It changed all of us because Jim became such a blessing to each one of us. My children grew spiritually. My husband and I grew, grew spiritually. And it's just that moment of glorifying God was there in that moment in time that it's spoken of in that verse 3. Jim was a blessing to all of us. He was his compassion, his love, his talent, and his quiet spirit just touched everybody that knew him and helped all of us to be better people. And then the Lord called Jim home. Jim was saved when he was about 13 years old. He stepped out in the aisle. Being blind, he pushed aside his friend he was sitting with and walked down the aisle to his dad, who was standing at the front of the invitation, gave his life to Christ. And his whole life was 2 and 4, glorifying the Lord. And it was so evident in his life. And the Lord called Jim home unexpectedly 2 years ago, this come April. And we just thought how wonderful the reunion must have been. It must have been a great thing because he not only got to see the Lord, but he actually got to see his dad's face for the very first time. And I was a little envious. I think we all were, that wish we could have seen that and to know how beautiful it was. Because Jim's whole life was lived for the Lord. So when life's problems come your way, just always be reminded what Jesus said, that this is to be glorified. So when you have problems, just remember always that this too can glorify God. And now we'll be leaving you, but Ryan will be with you again soon, and I hope you have a good day.